कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। In Aranya Kandam, one of the most colorful characters is Shurpanakha. Some people view this character with disgust. Some people view this character with sympathy, karuna rasa. Some people view this character with anger. Wasn't she the one in a way for the root cause of most problems? Some people sympathize with her. She was made a widow by her brother. She was humiliated by Lakshmana. So, one character receives a multitude of emotions, from hasyam to karuna to krodham. In whichever be the scenario, Shurpanakha comes and proposes to Rama. Rama is reluctant and cites that he is already married and is living with his wife, so accepting another lady would not be right and justful. But Shurpanakha, being Shurpanakha, she did not heed to the advice or the suggestion given by Rama. Now, while she insists that she has to marry Rama, that is when Rama says, Shrimanakrithadarascha Lakshmano nama viryavan. Go to my brother who is without a wife. At the outset, it seems like a sentence filled with lies, because Lakshmana was married and his wife was very much living in Ayodhya. Her name was Urmila. In that scenario, how did Rama utter the untruth? Ramo dvirna bhivashate. He never speaks lies. That is when I have told you, in poetry, there is this license given to the poets to fit words into a certain meter. Maybe a malini, a mandakranta, a sragdhara, harini, shikharini, shardula vikridita, anushtupa, trishtupa, gayatri, pankti. They may have to adjust the letters in such a way that it fits that particular meter. For things that are very well known, for things which are very well established, for things which are very obvious, there is no reason for a person to utter only that particular sentence. I'll give you an example. Shurpanakha had grown up with her brothers Ravana, Kumbhakarna and Vibhishana. All three of them were students of their grandfather and father, Pulastya and Vishravas. So they had come in the lineage of Brahmanas, and they were moreover acquainted with the Vedic teachings because they were taught the Vedas by their ancestors. They had also married their respective spouses in the Vedic way. In the Vedic ceremony, when a brahmachari undergoes this transition to grihasthashramam, the Janeyu, which they call in the north of India, or Uparitam, which they call in the south of India or in Sanskritam, is multiplied. For example, there is a set of 3 strands, 3 threads that denotes a brahmachari. Another set of 3 strands will be given to a grihastha. So a brahmachari will be sporting a set of 3 strands, whereas a grihastha will be sporting 2 sets of 3 strands each, 6 overall. So that gives an indication to the person standing opposite that this person is married. So Lakshmana was having the set of 2 strands, which is 3 plus 3, 6. So Shurpanakha, who has grown up with her brothers, was well acquainted of this particular rule given by the Maharishis, and she would have known that Lakshmana, who was pointed out by Rama, was married. So this was a well established fact. So Rama had to convey this, that his brother is available. Now, in that scenario, Valmiki uses this poetic license to say Akrita Daraha, because that has to fit that shlokam. So it means there is no wife to him. He does not have a wife. But that is not the truth. But the truth is also that he is married, which is known to Shurpanakha. So how do we come to a consensus? That is when the commentator says Akrita Daraha Asahakritadaraha ityarthaha. Akritadaraha, the one without a wife, here means a sahakritadaraha. Add that word saha, insert that word saha. Instead of akritadaraha, call him a sahakritadaraha. Akritadaraha means the one who doesn't have a wife. As sahakritadaraha means the one who doesn't have the wife along with him. You are able to understand? When I say along with him, it means that she exists, she is living elsewhere and not here. So that is what Rama had said. So none of the commentators or even the critics of Ramayana go and point out that Rama had uttered the untruth or falsehood, because even critiques and criticisms in those days came from people who were very well adept in the language. It was not done by any person who goes to Google, reads 4 or 5 pages of Ramayana and then critiques it. You needed to be well educated to even critique a mammoth work like Ramayana. So he says, Shriman Akritadarascha, which means Shriman as Sahakritadarascha, which means he doesn't have the wife along. You may go to him. Could Rama have avoided this? He could have, but he suggested, go to my brother. Now Lakshmana was involved, was very busy. He had to cook. He had to sweep, he had to mop, he had to wash the clothes, he had to collect the fuel required for quick cooking, because Sita and Rama were having a very resort-like life in the forest, very peaceful. All the work 24/7, 365 days a year for 14 years was performed by Lakshmana. So Lakshmana didn't have time to engage with such people like Shurpanakha on meaningless conversations. So the moment she approaches Lakshmana, who was in fact very fair, Rama was dark, Lakshmana was fair. So the moment she approaches Lakshmana, she narrates or tells the same proposal what she had told to Rama, that you are extremely handsome, I am the best among men, women, you are the best among men, we both can marry. So Lakshmana was very busy. He didn't have even the luxury what Rama had to sit and listen to all her dialogues. So he said one particular thing which was very relevant. He said, I am this man's slave. I am the dasaha. I am completely dependent on him. He has kept me for his household work. If you marry me, you may have to do half the share of the household work that I am doing. Katham dasascha me dasi bharya bhavitumicchasi sohamaryena paravan Bhratra Kamalavarnini. So you may have to do the work because I am dependent on him. Shurpanakha was extremely dejected. She said, what is this? I go propose to that man says no, sends me to this man. This man says I am a slave, I am dependent on the other man, he cannot marry me. What is happening? Who could be the real cause forcing these two very young men to not even accept my proposal and not even think about it? That is when, while this commotion was happening outside the hermitage, Sita was a bit disturbed. She thought something is happening outside and she came out. The moment Shurpanakha sees the rays of the sun between the leaves of the tall trees touching Sita's golden body, Hiranya Varnam Harineem, she now understands that this lady's presence, this lady's association is what is keeping Rama away from her. So then she vows before Rama, I shall kill this lady right in front of your eyes and let's see which reason is stopping you from reaching me. Adyemam bhakshayishyami, I will eat her up. I told you, right? So, Vatapi, Ilvala, who were Rakshasas, used to eat human flesh. So, when Shurpanakha says Bhakshyami, I will eat, she also suggests that she belongs to a clan that used to eat even human flesh. Adyemam bhakshayishyami, later in Sundara Kandam, when Ravana threatens Sita, he says, if you do not heed to my words of marrying me, I will eat you up for my breakfast. He says this. So, eating human flesh was common in a certain section of the society in those days, at least during the Ramayana times. She says, Adyemam bhakshayishyami, I will eat her up. Pashyatastasvamanushim tvaya sahacharishyami nisapatra yatha sukam. So I will eat her up and I will show her who I am. Now she starts running at lightning speed towards Sita. Rama is shocked. Sita is frightened. Lakshmana is looking to them, looking to the scenario. That is when Rama says, Imam virupam Sita matimatta mahodarim rakshasim purushavyagra virupayitu mihamartharasi. You need to teach this lady a lesson, Lakshmana. Look at her audacity. She says right in front of us that she will eat Sita up. It is high time that we act on her. You have to imagine the scenario. Seated outside the ashramam is Rama. Behind Rama, near the door, is Sita, who is standing to check what the situation is. To the other end is Lakshmana. From Lakshmana towards Rama and Sita is a running Shurpanakha at a lightning speed. Rama then advises Lakshmana that we shouldn't spare her. And now Lakshmana has to exceed Shurpanakha's speed to stop her. He does that in a super lightning speed, catches hold of her, takes the arrow and chops off her nose end, tip of her nose and her ears with a sword, says the shlokam. Ityukto lakshmanastasyaha krutho ramasya pashyataha uddhritya khatgam chichera karnanase mahibale. Karnanase mahibale. He holds her, chops her and blood starts oozing. Sir, what is this? Is it right for people who say that they are going to live like hermits to punish another person, cause such bloodbath, humiliate a woman? Is it right? Later it is said in Ramayana, you will all know for sure, this lady goes and complains to her brothers, Khara, Dushana and Trishiras, who were living in Janasthana. How could she have complained? Because her nose was damaged. How could she even speak? Her ears were damaged. How could she hear? Is that possible, sir? Next episode.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.